thanks for joining me today. So today I've got a special video for you. As you can see here, I've got the Minc machine. So this is the Minc Mini, which means that it's a smaller than a normal size, obviously. And the difference, I guess the difference is the big one would carry 12 inches wide cardstock, while this one would only carry in, you can only foil 6.25 inches wide paper. Now the Minc, just in case some of you don't know what a Minc machine is, the Minc machine is essentially a fancy laminator, which means that you could use it to put foil onto your printed pattern, I guess. Now, as you can see here, I've got this printed pattern, which essentially has 6 circles. I have hand drawn these circles using my Wacom pen, and the outer circle is about just a little bit over 2 inches. And my plan is to create journaling spots for my Project Lab spreads. And I have, so I created this and I have put this on my blog just in case some of you who might be interested in downloading it. Absolutely free. You can download and then print it onto just basic cardstock using LaserJet printer. Now, if you don't have a laser printer, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to work. So if you don't have one, you probably need to go and get a laser printer. But I think it's relatively cheap, to be honest. I bought mine for less than $50, 50 Aussie dollars. So it's relatively good price, and you get, I think a cartridge would means that you can print like 1,000 pages or something like that. So it's pretty good. But obviously it depends on whether how much printing you want to get done. And so that is the pattern I'm going to be using for foiling. And the next thing I want to point out is, as you can see here, I've set the Minc machine onto number 3. Different heating numbers, different numbers represent different, I guess, heating level. So 0, I think it's just cooling down, and number 1 means that you use really thin piece of paper or those kind of things. But all these numbers, if you want to know more, it's all in the instruction manual. So by no means this is going to be a comprehensive video or anything like that. It's essentially just me showing you how I would use the Minc machine. I bought this machine for, I think, about $60, so it's relatively good value. The full price I think is about $130, but I got it on sale like at Spotlight, and I guess that would be similar to Michael's or Joanne's for some of you who live in the US. So, and that is about the Minc machine itself. The next thing I want to show you are the foils that I've got. So the foils I've got is, so the first one is this kind of gold one. As you can see here, it's actually the Heidi Swapps branded foil. I bought this one for, I think, 15 Aussie dollars. Full price is, I think, $20. And the length of it is 120 inches long, and in terms of width is 12.25 inches wide. And obviously you need to cut the foil down, which you'll see, that's what I did here, into the size that would fully cover this piece of printed pattern. And this printed pattern is actually an A5 size, which is not exactly the same as half of 8.5 times 11. So this one is A5, which is half of A4. Some of you who in Australia, and A5 is 5.8 inches times 8.3 inches. But this is actually slightly different. I think it's actually probably a little bit smaller than half a letter size, which is 8.5 times 11 for some of you in the US. but I will make sure that I'll put this pattern onto many different sizes as possible. So I'll try to get it onto 8.5 as well, 8.5 times 11, as well as half of the 8.5 times 11, just in case some of you who actually have a Minc machine, live in the US, and just want to cut that, you know, just use a smaller size as well. But the one I'm using here is A5, which is 8.3 times 5.8. Now, to go back to this foiling issue, so I also purchased some extra foil. So I got this one from the iCraft. I got this one from Stray Calico, and these are iCraft branded one, and they would be they're good for the Minc machine as well, even though they're not Heidi Swapps branded one. And I got the what are the colors? So I think they are pewter one and silver, and then rose gold. The colors are actually quite slightly different from the Heidi Swapps one, but I actually don't mind them as much, just mainly because these are, you know, the size of, you know, an A5 or half a letter size, so they, you know, they're easier to use, just fitting into the Minc machine. Now, the last thing I want to point out is the, you know, about the carrier envelope. The actual machine comes with this carrier envelope, which I think it's about 6.25 times 6.25, so it'll fit perfectly fine in here. But for some of you who want to use an A5 size or half an envelope size, this would be too short. So I purchased some extra carrier envelope, which you'll get, I think you get one which is 6.25 in the width and 12 inches length. Another thing that package comes with is the full size one, which is 12 by 12, and obviously you can cut that in half and to get something similar to this kind of longer carrier envelope. Okay, so that is all about the, you know, the features and, you know, side notes, I guess. The next thing I want to do is to actually show you how the Minc works. So I've cut this up into essentially this A5 size, just a little bit smaller, and what you need to make sure is that all the printed area is covered with the foil. Otherwise, you'll get the same issue that I had, which is you get like marks on your carrier envelope, which to be honest I don't think is a big issue, but if you like your envelope nice and clean, you want to make sure that all the printed area is fully covered. And the next thing I'm doing here is I'm just kind of putting that the printed sheet as well as the foil directly on top of it. And the point here is just to make sure that it kind of stays in the middle, so you'll fit it. And there's a kind of a rolling gear in there, which you'll feel that it's just start feeding to the other side. Your foil, you know, the shiny part goes on the top, so when it's foil, it's essentially heat embossed it, essentially, if you think about it. It's heated, and then it kind of glue the foil to the printed part. Okay, so it's just coming out here. It's relatively warm but not hot, so you can actually touch it straight away. Now the next thing I want to point out is actually I'm going to be using 2 inches, this 2-inch punch, which is from Fiskars, and I will just be punching out these circles. Now another thing to note is that if you recently purchased a Minc machine, you haven't used it very often, you'll notice that there's some odor that's coming out of it. I was told that it will go away. To me, it hasn't gone away. I've been using it a couple of times already. It hasn't gone away, but I was told that it will eventually go away. So rest assured. Okay, so I'm just going to turn the machine off. there's actually a button at the back. There you go. I'm just going to put this to the side. And show you what exactly is inside here. Okay, let's peel this out. Voila! There you go. You can see the shininess. And the trick with this, I guess, pattern is that you can actually even cut out a bigger circle. The benefit of this pattern is you can cut out a big circle. The reason I actually have this outline outside is so that I know where exactly to punch. Just to make sure that I get it exactly in the middle. Now, as you can see here, there's still, if you're interested in doing smaller circles, you can go through and just cut it out and just put it directly onto the pattern and feed into the Minc machine again. This is reusable, and just the area where it hasn't been foiled. Now, the next thing is I'm just gonna finish this off to show you what you'll get from this. I'm just gonna cut that out. So this will fit exactly in. No, I need to cut more. So I just need to trim off so that the circle punch goes directly in fully. Well, goes in fully. And there you go. So that is the first journaling spot. And you get some more of those. There you go. How cool, right? So you can see, I hope you can see the shininess. The camera is not focusing. There you go. Yeah, so you can see the shininess that's outside, that's outlining that circle. And it's not a perfect circle. You can obviously create your own circle using Photoshop or even Microsoft Word could probably allow you to do that. But I like how this is almost a kind of imperfect, and it's just kind of cute. So that is all. I'm going to go ahead and punch the rest of these out, and I'll be using them on my project live spread. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you have any other questions or anything like that, please let me know. I'll probably be foiling the other colors as well, and even come up with other pattern as well. And if you like the pattern, as I said before, you can download this on my blog at eatscrapbake.wordpress.com, and I'll just put a link underneath in the description, and I'll be posting some more pattern as well in the near future. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up so I know that you liked it, and so I will try to make sure that I create many more patterns. If you want YouTube to let you know when my next video comes out, please subscribe, and I hope you have a great day. See ya! Bye!